Now, just like we did with the whole numbers, we can define addition or subtraction in terms of addition. Okay, so we can do subtraction using the missing addend approach, just like we did with whole numbers. So for example, if I want to do 3 minus 7, I'm going to say that 3 minus 7 is n if and only if 3 equals 7 plus n. So what is the integer that I need to add to 7 to get 3? It's negative 4. So since 7 plus negative 4 is 3, then my answer to 3 minus 7 is negative 4. So here's the official definition of subtraction. If I have integers a and b, a minus b is the unique integer n such that a equals b plus n. So let's try using that to compute the following. So 4 minus 10 is going to be n, or box, if my box is the unique integer satisfying the addition problem, 4 equals 10 plus what goes in the blank. So what's the integer that I need to add to 10 to get 4? Well, 10 plus negative 6 equals 4. We have 4 minus 10 equals negative 6. All right, let's use the letter n this time instead of a box for part B. So negative 2 minus 10 equals n if n is the unique integer satisfying the addition problem. So now I want negative 2 equals 10 plus n. So what is the integer that I need to add to 10 to get negative 2? Well, negative 2 is 10 plus negative 12. So we have negative 2 minus 10 equals negative 12. We can use an opposite approach for subtracting an integer. So subtracting an integer is the same as adding its opposite. So what's that mean? That means that a minus b is the same as a plus negative b. So let's use that fact to compute some differences. So 2 minus 8 is going to be the same as 2 plus negative 8. And now you could use a chip model or a number line model, or if your students are a little further along, maybe they've got these down. 2 plus negative 8 is negative 6. How about 2 minus negative 8? Well, that's the same as 2 plus the opposite of 8. What is the opposite of the opposite of 8? That's just 8. So 2 plus 8, and that's 10. Negative 12 minus negative 5. Again, I'm going to have negative 12 plus the opposite of 5, which is negative 12 plus positive 5, which is negative 7. And finally, negative 12 minus 5 is negative 12 plus the opposite of 5. So negative 12 plus negative 5, which is negative 17. All right, let's make sure that we can rewrite some things without parentheses. So I have negative the quantity b minus c. I'm allowed to distribute that negative in. So I get negative b minus negative c. And now I can write this a little nicer. That's the same, using the same fact that we used on the last slide. That's negative b plus the opposite of c, which is negative b plus c. What about a minus the quantity b plus c? That's the same as a plus the opposite of b plus c, using the property on the last slide. And now, a few slides ago, we saw that the opposite of b plus c is the same as negative b plus negative c here. All right, and that's why usually at your level, you're just used to distributing that minus sign without really thinking about it, right? All right, how about 2 minus the quantity 5 minus x? I suggest that you take a second and pause this video and try each of these on your own first, and then come back and make sure that your answers match mine. Okay, so 2 minus 5 minus x. I can distribute that negative sign in. I'm going to get 2 minus 5, and then I'm going to get minus x, which becomes plus x. And this can simplify a little more. I have 2 minus 5, that's negative 3 plus x. For part B, again, my negative sign is going to get distributed. And let's go ahead and do it all at once. I have 5 minus x, and then I'm going to have minus 3, so plus 3. The 5 and the 3 combine to give me 8 minus x. And last, I'm going to distribute the negative here, so I have negative x minus negative y minus y. That's negative x plus y minus y. The y's cancel, and I'm just left with negative x. Remember that subtraction is not commutative and it's not associative. So when you see an expression like 3 minus 15 minus 8, it's ambiguous unless we know in which order to perform the subtractions. We are always going to go in order from left to right. So that means you're going to subtract 3 minus 15 first and then subtract 8. Okay, so let's make sure that we're comfortable with that. 2 minus 5 minus 5, I'm going to start with 2 minus 5, that's negative 3, and then I'm just going to subtract 5 from that. That leaves me with negative 8. Again, we're moving from left to right, so I'm going to start with 3 minus 7, that's negative 4, plus 3, it's going to give me negative 1. Now, when you have parentheses, it's telling me to do what's in the parentheses first. So this is going to be 3 minus the quantity 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. So 3 minus 4, which gives me negative 1.